Hi everyone, I just finished my last client of the day. It's around 7 p.m. and I was thinking about one topic which I would like to talk about a little bit more, which is how to manage clients' expectations. Especially when I first started, I was struggling with this for so long because I didn't have enough experience. I didn't have enough information. I wasn't confident. I knew basically zero things about PMU, and I think that theory is perfect, but what makes you confident and what makes you knowing what you are doing is doing the thing. So you can buy online course or you can buy whatever you want, but if you are not going to practice on your models and on the latex as much as you can, I think that it will never come. Like this feeling will never come. You really need to do the thing. And if you meet a lot of people, if you meet a lot of clients, different clients, someone who wears a lot of makeup, someone who wears a little bit of makeup, someone who never wears makeup, you will learn how to do the consultations in a good way so you can explain to your client what they can expect. Because, for example, if you have a client who never wears makeup, for me, these ones are the best clients because I know they will be very happy with the work I do. If I have a client who wears makeup, most of the time they expect from me to do the brows exactly the same as they wear makeup. And they expect from me the same effect after it is going to heal. But we are not putting makeup on top of the skin as they do in the bathroom in the morning, but we are implanting the pigment into the skin, and there is so many things which influence how the pigment is going to heal, how it's going to look, how long it's going to stay in the skin, and so on. We have to explain to clients that skin is the biggest organ in our body and it has its own life. There are macrophages. They eat the pigment. They don't want the pigment to stay in the skin because it's like a different particle and your body does not like this particle. So macrophages are trying to eat it or remove it from the place over here because they don't want it to stay in the skin. It's not healthy for the body to have the pigment in the skin. So we have to explain our clients that macrophages eat the pigment. Then the second thing is what is influencing how the pigment looks in the skin, which is melanin, eumelanin, phenolmelanin, hemoglobin, beta-carotene. There is so many things. I cannot talk about it right now because I would stay here for 1 hour, but more we explain to our clients how many things influence the pigment in the skin, and more we explain to our clients how bad it is to saturate the pigment or to saturate the brows a lot, especially when we are using like pigments with stronger binders, which we know it's going to stay in the skin, it's not going to move because the binders hold the particles together. Then it's a problem because they don't know anything. They are not the professionals. They are not here to know what is going on in the skin and to know how to do the PMU in a good way. We are the ones who should really take care of this, and we are the ones who should learn as much as possible. This is one of the reasons why sometimes I may look like a lunatic when I learn about nanometers and particles and these kind of things, and like a lot of different things from the chemistry point of view. But it's only because I really pay attention to what I'm doing, and it is also because I did so many mistakes and it was so bad and I had so much anxiety from it that I really do not want to have these kind of feelings anymore. And trust me, now it may look like I know a lot, but I still feel like I don't know a lot and I know like nothing. So what you can do for your client and what is the best to do is to explain everything every smallest detail. Sometimes my clients lay on the bed and I do their brows, and I talk with them about organic pigments, inorganic pigments. I talk about carbon black. I explain that carbon black is very stable in the skin, and if we will saturate the brows with the strong pigments, it will never go away from the skin. It will become lighter and more grayish, but it will never go away from the skin completely. So if they know these kind of feelings, if they know this kind of information, they do not have to understand it 100%, but they know what you are talking about, and they know that you are the one who understands what you are doing. And this is the best feeling for the clients, because they know they are in the good hands. And for example, if you are rushing during the day and you don't have enough time for your clients, they feel it. And then you are under the pressure. And it's also what I experienced with my own PMU career. I was rushing so much, I didn't have enough time for my clients to explain everything. I had a period of life where I didn't even do consultations, because my clients, they didn't really want it, the consultation, and we both saved some time and it was perfect. But at the end of the day, I still think that this consultation is giving you this opportunity. You can have a stronger bond with your client, and your client can get to know you better. And that means that if you explain everything and if they get to know you during the consultation, I think this is your client for lifetime. They will never leave you, because they will feel like they are in the safe hands. And when we are going to have PMU on our face, we want to be in the safe hands, because if not, it's a huge problem and you have to remove it, and you have to use like lasers or do removals, and clients are scared. They don't know how it's gonna go. You don't know how it's gonna go. If there is a lot of color, it takes so long and it's very expensive. And then slowly but surely, they are changing their opinion about permanent makeup. This is what happened to me too. I am removing so many brows and even lips, and people are scared. Most of the time they trust me, but I can feel that they are a little bit scared because they already had a bad experience. And if your client will have a bad experience, the problem is that they will talk about bad experience regarding permanent makeup to someone else, and to someone else, and to someone else. And we don't want this. We want to have a good careers, we want to have a lot of clients, so we have quite a lot of money from it, then we can invest this money, we can have a nice life. But if we are not going to do the best we can for the clients, or we will do what they want without explaining them what it can cost in the long term, in the future, then we are, I don't want to say like destroying the permanent makeup industry, but we are making it a little bit worse than we could. And this is what happened to me a few times, that people told me that, Teresia, I'm really happy that you are removing my brows, but to be honest, if I would know it's going to take so long, it's going to hurt so much, and it will be so expensive, I would never ever do PMU for myself. And this is what we do not want. This is why I always try to learn something every day, or at least every week. I am very scared when I do new brows or new lips, and I always start very softly. I always choose lighter colors, and I explain everything to my clients. I tell them, look, I have no idea how it's going to heal. Like, I can't predict how it's going to heal based on my experience. But I cannot tell you 100% how it's going to heal. I don't know how much of the pigment your macrophages will eat. I don't know how you are going to take care of the brows or of the lips. I don't know if my pressure is like 1000% good, because the skin, like epidermis and dermis, between the epidermis and dermis there is the skin, and it looks like this. So it's not like a flat place, flat skin, where you just use same pressure and everything is perfect. Okay, it may be, but more difficult your skin is, more difficult it is to have a beautiful result. And you have to still take into the consideration that you do not know how exactly your client took care of the brows. Because they can tell you, yeah, Teresia, I was doing everything as you said, and then I asked them if they cleaned the brows or they didn't clean the brows, or if they had a lot of plasma on the brows, and they said, my scabs were too thick. And this way you can understand that they didn't do what you said, because if they would, for example, clean the brows a little bit, it wouldn't happen. And all the small details in PMU really matters, because if you do not explain everything properly, then what is going on is that these clients create a lot of stress on you. They put a lot of stress on you because they bombard you with the messages and they call you, like it happened to me today. Then my client called me, oh Tereska, the brows became darker and at the end the scab is off, the scab falls off today and there is basically no pigment. And I'm saying like, and she said like, I really need a correction right now because there is no pigment. And I explained everything to her, and she had her brows done 2 weeks ago. And I said, okay, we can do a correction procedure, it's normal. I said on the procedure when you've been here that we will do it, but we can do it only like after 1.5 months, the soonest. And she said, oh, but I don't have a pigment there. And I was like, but we don't know yet how it's going to heal, because epidermis is renewing itself and there is a lot of fresh cells on top, and it's going to become thinner after some time, but we have to wait. This is going to take some time. It's not going to heal in 1 day. But this is everything. I told her everything when she was here, but she called me again, and I wasn't stressed at all because I know how it works. And this happens to me once every 2 months. Because I explained everything, but maybe she forgot, or maybe she saw it in the morning in the mirror and she was like, oh, what is going on? I completely understand. If I would be a client and if I wouldn't know, I would be very scared. That's why I understand basically why all my clients in the beginning, they were bombarding me with all the messages and calls, like what is going on with their brows, because I wasn't good enough with explanation what is happening after. Even though I explained a little bit, but another important point is to know that you have to explain everything in a logic way. Because if you are not going to explain your clients everything in a logic way, they will forget. If you explain to them, you have to clean your brows after the procedure, because we cannot have huge and thick scabs. Otherwise, the scabs will take a pigment and there will be no pigment left, and your money are like basically you throw the money through the window. I am 100% sure they will take care much more. On the other side, if you would only say that, okay, just clean the brows a little bit and it will be perfect. If you explain in a good way, they will always understand. So let's summarize this video. First things first, do a very good consultation. Try to look at your client and feel what kind of client it is. If your client has a strong personality, or if your client is very soft like an angel, if your client is light or they are darker, how they do their makeup, what kind of clothes they wear, then try to understand what they would like to have. Like what is their desired effect, because some of the clients, they use makeup but they don't want you to do the brows as like the makeup effect. So make sure to understand what is the expectation of the client, and make sure to basically explain everything what you are doing and why they should take care of the brows, how the pigments work, how long it's going to take, if the pigment, if they will change the color or they will not change the color. There is a lot of things you have to talk about with your client, but it is always 100% worth it, because if if you will show yourself as a huge professional and expert in your field, they will never go away. They will always stay with you, and you will have, in 5 to 10 years, you will have a lot of clients. They will come back every 1 year, every 1 year and a half. You will be stress-free because you know what kind of pigments you are using, what kind of technique you do. You know that they will come, you can do beautiful refresh, and they can go home and they can come back even in 1 year again. And then you don't have to be stressed out that you don't have enough clients, because in the beginning, first 3 years of my career, I had a huge problem because I saw that not a lot of my clients are coming back. And you wouldn't say this if you wouldn't know me, but I really wasn't sure about my work, and I really didn't know what I was doing. And I am such a naive person. I was trusting everyone regarding pigments, regarding technique, regarding everything. But at the end of the day, the problem is that you never find out straight away, and it takes, like, regarding pigments, it takes minimum 6 months to 1 year to really find out like how it works and if the pigments are good or no. So, and especially when you remove them with a laser later on. So it's a huge topic, but please explain everything you can. And if you're not sure about your information, always learn and always take new courses, because this is something what no one will take from you, and this is something what is the most important in our field. Have a nice night. Let me know if you like this video and if you have another topics you want me to talk about, and I can do another videos about these new topics. Have a beautiful night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!